What is up, OSIMA Ball Reviews? Keegan here, and today I'm doing a tier list for... I'm actually limiting this to the balls that I have personally thrown, either because I own them or I threw them at demo days, just to kind of consolidate things a little bit. And I'm not going to have to go through every single one of these releases. But yeah, this is going to be my tier list for the year, but let's just go ahead and get into it. I am going in release order. First one, Knockout Bruiser, staple in the bag. I have two of them, one I still have to drill, but it's just a really good ball. Just kind of a standard benchmark, a little bit above the middle of the bag, but not a ton above the middle. Honestly, yeah, it's just a really good reaction. It's a quicker solid. It's not super smooth, which makes it a little bit more usable on house shots. It's kind of good middle all-around reaction. Not a ton to say about it, just because it's kind of boring, but in a good way. Like I said, this is based on my own personal opinion. So the Dark Whip Hybrid is called so because I gave mine away very shortly after getting it. I tried everything I could on that ball, and I didn't match up with it at all. I'm not a huge fan of the Black Widow series, so it just kind of ended up there as well. Invitor, this one is getting the GOAT status. It's one of the best balls on the market right now. I don't actually personally own one, but I've thrown both variations at a demo day, and they roll so good and so consistently. I'm actually a big fan of what I've seen. I need to get one eventually, but I couldn't let the opinions of others not influence me here. That's kind of helped get it up to the top here. The next is the Archetype, which it's a good ball. Probably not a staple in the bag, because if you're not bowling on something super heavy, it's just you're not going to find use for it. Madness is a remains to be seen. It was okay at the demo I threw it at. It didn't really stand out to me, and we haven't sold a ton at the shop, so I haven't seen a ton of people use them. So yeah, that's just kind of where it ends up. Innovator Solid is good. Once again, just condition specific. That's really what good is. It's a good, it's good balls that are not so versatile that they are staples. Outer Limits is a staple. Just really good ball all around. See here, Kinetic Cobalt. That's also a staple. It's honestly one of the best blends of fun and practical usage that I've seen in a while, but I'm a big fan of it. I need to get one. I was just a big fan when I threw it at a demo. Tundra Fire. It's just not a staple for me. It's a good ball. It could move its way up into staple, but I just don't bowl enough things that have enough friction to get it to do what it needs to do most of the time. I haven't thrown it a ton because of that, so I can't really put it in the staple or the GOAT category. Moving on to the Infinity Instant GOAT. This is the ball that really sold me on coming back to the 7 brands after my sabbatical. And it's one of the best balls of the year. For me, it's my number 2. I'll get to my number 1 here shortly. But it's such a controllable and forward reaction that it's hard to argue against. I know not a lot of people have gotten it, but for me it is just kind of that ball whenever I need something just that's not typical, you know? Moving on, I have thrown the Crypto Boom. It is a good ball. I don't match up to it a ton. Kind of the same situation with the Tundra. It's a little bit stronger. It's a good bit stronger than the Tundra, actually. But it's just, I don't match up well with shiny stuff most of the time. So it's just kind of, it gets knocked down a tier. For people who do like shiny stuff, I can see it being a staple in the bag because it is a very versatile reaction. The Atlas, it's good. It's just same deal with the Archetype and the Innovator. It's just, even though this is actually the one I actually own out of these, it's a good ball, but it doesn't get to go everywhere because it's just so strong that sometimes it just doesn't, it will never come out of the bag, and I know that it won't. So it doesn't get to go everywhere, but if I know I'm going to be bowling something that has a little bit of volume, it's coming with me every time. I hate this ball. I tried it. I gave it so many chances. I really wanted to like it. I just didn't. I did not match up with this. And that's okay. Sometimes you don't. I gave it away after about a month of having it. It was okay. It was fine for everyone else but me. I just did not get along with it. Which is really funny because the next ball I drilled up has become my ball of the year. Almost up there for all time, like legitimate all time for me. Teal Rhino Pro. I have two. I have a pin up, I have a pin down. I can throw it on medium patterns. I can throw it on house shot. I can throw it on. I'm throwing it on a long pattern right now every week for my Sport Shot League, and it's working great. I love this ball. I really hope it never gets discontinued, but I know that it will because that's how Brunswick operates. But I am a big fan of the Teal Rhino Pro. The economy of a response it's just in that good category. It's fine. It's not really standing out either way, but it's just kind of, I need crisp back ends to really get it to respond how it needs to. And I don't always have that. But when their reaction is the move, it is a great option. See, and the rest I'm getting into, this next like batch that I'm getting into is stuff I've thrown at demos. So most of it's going to end up in the good category or the remains to be seen. Hellcat remains to be seen. We just haven't seen a ton of them get thrown around here. Even the ones that we like ordered for people, we sold a good bit of those at our demo day, but I just haven't seen a ton from it. Katana Strike is a good ball for people who have it. I've seen it be a staple. I've thrown one because Eric, my boss, has one, and we can throw the same equipment because our hands are very similar. I really like his. It just kind of reminds me just a step up from the Kinetic Cobalt. Just fun and practical at the same time, which is always good. Paragon Pearl, it's good because I've seen other people throw it, but in my own personal experience, it was remains to be seen. I didn't strike a ton with it, but I did like what I saw. High Speed is good. I enjoyed it. I know other people haven't, but I did. I really liked the one Encore. I'm surprised I haven't ordered it yet. I really enjoyed this ball. The Invitor Pearl, it's not quite up there with the original Invitor for me, but it's a staple if you have one. I don't have one, but if I did, it would come with me everywhere. I just kind of have other stuff that fit that gap, which is actually the next ball. Well, not the next ball, but the one after this next one that fits that slot for me. Extreme Envy is good. Once again, it falls in the same caveat a lot of these other solid balls, like these with the huge covers and huge cores. It's just too strong to be in play on everything, but when it's in play, it's a good reaction. Ethos is a staple for me. That's the ball that kind of fits that slot of the Invitor Pearl for me. I'm a big fan of it. I actually keep mine sanded for the most part, but it has worked out really well for me. Big fan. So this one's a little bit like, I'm speaking pretty quickly about this one, but I have liked what I've seen so much out of it. Perfect Mindset's for its category, greatest of all time. I like, for myself at least. It's just so fun to throw, so practical to throw because it's very usable motion, not just, you know, boomerang. I'm a huge fan of it. I drill another one if I really felt like it, because I drilled mine pin up. I would drill one pin down pretty readily if I decided that's what I need. Hitter, staple. Eric has shot amazingly with his. I've thrown his. I love it. I know that Phil, when he was when they were getting this ball designed, pretty much said, I want a Black Widow with Radical logos. This is better than a Black Widow for my personal specs. I'm a huge fan. Big Time SE. For me, it's actually become a staple. I carry it with me pretty much everywhere because it's just a different shape than what I've been having. It's very smooth, very controllable, but it's also very strong overall. Like, I can cover a good amount of boards with it, even with it being smooth. So I've played around with the surface a little bit, and I can pretty much throw it at any surface and it still look good. Just kind of depending on the volume that I'm bowling on, and I'm a huge fan of this ball. Next ball, before our last one, and it's the new blue, and this is I'm putting it good. I need more time with it, and I need to throw it on more stuff. I need to trust to throw it on more stuff, because right now, from what I've seen from it, it's just okay. It's matched up okay on some things, not the best on others, and that's fine. I'm a fan of it. It may move up eventually, but with it being such a recent release and me just having such limited time with it, it's just kind of have to go in good, and I'm gonna see it more as we kind of go along, especially with this upcoming tournament season. I'm going to be able to put it through its paces, because it's going to come with me everywhere, but that's mostly for the purpose of putting it through its paces. Alright, the last ball that I've thrown this year, zigzag. I actually have thrown the zigzag. It's in the remains to be seen. I'm just going to go ahead and put that up here, just so it's kind of already done. The theorem is the one that I have more experience with now. Yeah, I put it in the GOAT, and it is a shiny ball, and I have mentioned earlier that I do not like shiny balls, even though I threw quite a few shiny balls this year. The theorem is the first shiny ball in quite a while that I have ever thrown out of box, and I've left it there because I liked it so much. Normally I change stuff after I film, because I'm just like, I'm never going to get the service back. I want to show it out of box because that's how most people are going to throw it, but I want to know how it's going to do for me. Well, this ball is something special. It needs friction to thrive. But when you have that friction, it's flippin' amazing. It's not super jumpy, but it is angular, which is not something I get a lot. It's just, I'm just a really big fan of it. If I'm just being, like, that's not much more I can say. I've already hyped on it on my review for it. Go watch it if you want to hear me ramble about how much I like this ball. But yeah, these are all just super good. If I were to build a bag out of all of these, it would probably look something like, it would be kind of top heavy, but Perfect Mindset, Rhino Pro, Infinity, Theorem, probably the Big Time, because I can probably make the big time roll closer to the ethos with some polish, but I can also leave it as is. And then finally, the new blue just for a urethane-ish option. That's what I would throw. I've actually carried that bag once or twice now. But yeah, this was the tier list. Like, of my personal opinions. I'll probably do one from the pro shop perspective eventually, but I have been OSIMA Ball Reviews. Oh shoot, I miss again. And I hope I don't miss y'all next time. Thanks for watching.